Perez and Janice Quinrostro. Mascots are Baldy and Bailey. The cheer coaches, Coach Pedroza and Coach Garcia. And your cheerleader of the week is Allison Diaz. And the cheerleaders would like to thank the Eagle Nation for coming out to support all of the organizations here today. And a special thank you to Academics Alamance Dance Studio, Valderrama, and the United States Coast Guard for supporting the cheer team. Put your hands together for your Pasadena High School varsity cheerleader. Tonight's game is being broadcast by the Legacy Sports Network. Be sure to visit their website to listen to this game and to other games from around the greater Houston area. The Legacy Sports Network is online at lsnsports.com. That's Legacy Sports Network. And you can catch tonight's game and any other games being played here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, streaming live on YouTube. Just search Pasadena ISD Athletics, and there you can catch all of the games being played here, broadcast live. Those of you that are watching tonight, we welcome you to tonight's game.
Hello and welcome here to Veterans Memorial Stadium here on this gorgeous Thursday afternoon. Camera bunch alongside Gentry Williams will have the call tonight. Pasadena Eagles taking on the Crosby Cougars. Gentry should be in store for a good one on a beautiful afternoon in Houston, Texas. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, Cam, and it's going to be an exciting matchup. We're opening district play here in Pasadena ISD, and I can't wait for these two teams to match up. Should be a very physical football game. These are two very teams that like to fly around and play some physical football.
Should be a good one tonight. Crosby comes in tonight 0-3. Respectively, we'll get into the schedule in just a little bit. Pasadena comes in tonight 1-2, but like Gentry said, should be a good one as both teams look to open up district play with a big win. Pasadena Eagles just kind of look to see where they've gotten to at this point in the season. They played Austin High School, that's Austin Mustangs, and won 56-0. And then they kind of had a little bit of a tough stuff there. We saw them play against Bel Air about 2 weeks ago. They get the bye week last week, and then they lose to Sam Rayburn. So kind of a week to recharge, rest up, get some good film in. But what do you think the main priority for them coming in tonight to kind of a rebound to open up district play against a foe that you really don't see in the past couple years?
Yeah, main thing for Pasadena in this game is just try to get their confidence back. Right now, just on a two-game losing streak, and a win here tonight can put them in a great position to get back into be in the head of district play. They got the weapons, they got the talent led by Maldonado Cruz. He's a dual direct quarterback, so just lean on your weapons and get back to playing winning football.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the biggest thing for them tonight is to get their offense rolling. When you look at these two teams matched up in District 5A, it's a new district. We've been talking about it on the Thursday slates, but their overall offense is ranked 8th out of 8. For Crosby, it's they're 7th. So I think they're both looking to kind of explode their offense. It's going to be tough to do when you play those pre-district opponents, but it'll be interesting to see how they kind of get the offense. The biggest thing for me tonight for Pasadena is taking care of the ball.
That's right.
Cruz comes in tonight with 7 interceptions. And that's going to be the piece where that's going to be playing them. They're going to play in a stout defense. Do credit to Crosby, kind of shift things to they came in 0-3. Necessarily they're winless, but they've played some tight games. They lost to Dayton 19-14 on August 30th. They lost to Iowa Colony 24-0, and then they lost to Fort Bend Marshall 27-14. So when you look at the numbers, obviously you kind of get into the nitty gritty, but when you play a district, I think you put your things to the side and kind of open up your playbook to let things go a little bit faster.
Yeah, that's a very, very misleading 0-3 record. Between Fort Bend and Marshall and Iowa Collin, those are two teams with state championship aspirations, and Dayton is a playoff team year in and year out. So they had a very tough non-district schedule. This is a very good football team, and they're going to come out here and try to make some noise tonight.
Now there you see the Crosby Cougars. They'll be in their white uniforms with the red lettering. It is intermediate night here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. A cool 85 degrees, depending on what you consider the first day of fall this past Sunday. But in Houston, that is beautiful
weather.
Yeah. Jinx will make you go sit and get Coke. But we will step aside. We'll have some players to watch, and we'll get this game kicked as players make their way to center field. We'll step aside for the national anthem, but we'll have keys to the game and players to watch coming up. You're watching high school football right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
The colors are proudly being presented tonight by the cadets of the United States Marine Corps Junior ROTC from Pasadena High School. Left rifle bearer Cadet Sergeant Naomi Barajas. Marine Corps flag, Cadet Corporal Michaela Pau. The American flag, we have Cadet First Lieutenant Peyton Solis, and the right rifle bearer Cadet Sergeant Christian Tornez. Please place your right hand over your heart and salute. Gentlemen, please remove all headwear and hold your salute until the Pasadena High School Choir has finished singing our national anthem. May God bless America.
A beautiful rendition there by the Pasadena High School Choir. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams will have the Pasadena Eagles taking on the Crosby Cougars in the first district matchup between these two respective teams. Beautiful evening here in Pasadena, Texas. We talked a little bit about it in the open, but these two teams, Crosby 0-3, Pasadena 1-2, they're both looking to get into their season with a big win. It's intermediate night. You have homecoming put to the side. Pasadena's coming off a bye week, so it should be, kind of some interesting things to see. Trinity, when you kind of get this point in the season, what do you think is the most important part to kind of get your players and team ready for a district play?
Yeah, right now, Cameron, great question. It's all about just camaraderie and just, playing together and having fun. Throughout, fall camp, right before the season started, you've been hitting on each other. And right now you get into the district, you want to hone in on what you're great at, lean into your strengths, and try to come away with as many victories as possible.
Let's get into some players to watch tonight as both of the teams make their way out to center field. If you just joined us, welcome in here to ellisonsports.com. We'll have the game for you. For the visiting Crosby Cougars, they'll be in their white uniforms with the red lettering. The school colors are white and red. Some names to watch out for. We'll start with the offensive player to watch for Crosby. He's a senior. I'm not going to steal your thunder, Gentry, but he's a guy when you stat sheet. Wesley Yarborough, number 2 for the Cougars. We'll be calling his name a lot tonight. It's a senior. Comes in tonight, 78 carries for just shy of 450 yards. He's averaging about 5.76 yards per carry, and he has 4 touchdowns. That's a big guy. So what are some things that you've kind of looked or seen that you've seen coming into tonight's game?
Yeah, when I turn on the Crosby film, he definitely jumps off the TV. He is as special as a running back as there comes in the state. Right now, ranked number 9 in the state at running back. He has a verbal to Arizona, many Big 12 offers. He's a do-it-all running back. He's not your traditional running back that like to run over people. He catches it out the backfield, very fast, likes to get in open space, and can make plenty of guys miss. And he's going to be returning the kickoff along the side of Zion Sutherland.
Excuse me, sorry about that. Just making sure we do some audio. For the defensive side for Pasadena, we'll see Will Cruz. He won Homecoming King. The senior is a guy that likes to put his chin strap down and put his helmet right on the numbers. More of a traditional hard-hitting linebacker. Kind of reminds me of a Brian Urlacher. Yeah. Ray Lewis, a guy that's not afraid to put his hat down and give you a nice little bruise right there on the top of your helmet. We have kickoff here for Pasadena. They'll kick it in the back of the end zone. Christian Leon will have the kicking duties for Pasadena. So we'll get to see the Crosby Cougar offense. They're led by number 13, junior quarterback Luke Wheeler, who comes in tonight looking to kind of get his offense going.
Yeah, currently no touchdown passes on the year. Again, they played a very tough non-district schedule against some of the best defenses in the state. So look for them to get into their rhythm here early on tonight. Short, quick throws, try to get them going.
Wheeler, a junior for Crosby. He's lined up right there in the backfield by number 2, Wesley Yarborough. And they'll start on offense with a quick handoff to the right-hand side to Yarborough. Yarborough just sees the development, and here he goes across the 50. One play, can he do it again? 20, 10. Touchdown Cougars. One play, 75 yards, and he's doing the cha-cha-cha in the end zone.
Cha-cha-cha. And what is it about me and you, Cam? Every game we've had so far, it's been a touchdown to start things off. And Yarborough, you've seen the special talent there, get on the edge, and he just outruns everybody. He is a special talent, and he's going to look to make his mark here in the district tonight.
6-0 as Wesley Yarborough goes 75 yards to the house, to the cha-cha-cha in the back of the end zone. But, it's been 4 straight weeks we've been able to call a game. We're here in week 5, but not a way you want to start the game. A way for what Mr. Yarborough, but this Pasadena defense could be a long night for that, as kicks faked and picked up by Luke Wheeler, so the PAT will be no good. And we have a score 6-0, just 12 seconds in.
Yeah, that's not the way you want to start on the defensive end right now. If you're Pasadena, if you're the defensive end in that situation, you got to be able to set the edge and not allow the running back to get on the outside of you. And, especially when you're going against a very talented tailback and Wesley Yarborough. So I'm pretty sure they worked on it a lot in practice throughout the week. They just got to be able to execute here tonight.
Well, big plays, and nothing against Pasadena, but we covered the Dobie game. We had a kickoff return for a touchdown. Last week we had a huge touchdown to the house. I mean, I have to look back at my notes, but, man, big plays to start the Thursday slate. So if you're just joining in, welcome in here to LegacySports.com. Make sure to visit LSNSports.com for all your coverage of high school sports across the greater Houston area. Some other games going on tonight. New Caney at Oak Ridge is set for a 7 o'clock kick. Humble at North Shore at Fort Bend Elkins at Fort Bend Austin. But we get the early game. We got to kind of start the weekend off here. First play, 75 yards, just 12 seconds in, as Crosby looks to pick up their first win here, district play in the 2024 season. For Crosby, we talked about in the open, Gentry, but, offense, that's his longest run of the season, 75 yards and his 5th rushing touchdown.
Yeah, the offense has been a struggle. They look like you almost tried the onside kick there, and it's good to see Crosby get things going here early on a very first play of the football game. And right now it's going to come down to this Pasadena offense led by Maldonado Cruz to answer the bell here against a very stout Crosby defense.
Sergio Flores called the fair catch, so Pasadena will set up in great field possession to start their first offensive drive here in Week 5. They're led by Montalito Cruz, like Gentry said, in the back. Jarvis McCarty's a running back. It's a guy I kind of want to lean on and see some handoffs to kind of get into the game. And he's punished there at the line of scrimmage and just gets back for the first offensive play of the game.
Yeah, nice job getting in the backfield there. This Crosby defense, for them to play the teams that they play, such as Fort Bend Marshall, Iowa Colony, and to limit those teams to under 30 points in all those games, that says a lot about this defense. They force a lot of turnovers, and they do a good job.
2nd and 10, shotgun snap, quick over to the left-hand side. Ball just in and out of the hands of one of the linebackers. Leading tackler for this defense for the Cougars, Copeland Winefunt, Crosby, the senior, coming in tonight, 23 tackles, including 1 assist tackle for a loss.
Copeland Winefunt, I think I got him mixed up with his brother there in the pregame. He's actually committed to University of Texas of El Paso. We get a sack in the backfield here by Crosby.
That's Colbean Cannon, the defensive end for the Cougars, will send the special teams unit out for the Pasadena Eagles, and they will punt on their opening series here early in the first quarter.
Just looking at the size differential on these teams right now, Crosby definitely has, the bigger team right now, and they're putting it on display, using their physicality here early on in the first quarter.
Christian Leon will punt for the Eagles. Punt almost blocked. Ball's going to bounce just inside the 40. Here comes Cam Gradmedier. He's hit outside and brings the ball into Eagle territory. It'll be 1st and 10 from about the Eagle 47-yard line.
Yeah, great field position here to start things off for the Crosby Cougars. You couldn't ask for a better start. Touchdown on your first play. 3 now here for your defense. Just wish you like to have an extra point there or the 2-point conversion there after the touchdown. This offense coming out looking to go up 2 scores here early on. Different quarterback as they like to mix it up. This is going to be Lott Robinson, sophomore quarterback.
That's Lott Robinson. Like Gentry said, you see him in the stat chart. Quick quarterback option out to the right-hand side. Here comes Yarborough across the right-hand side. Pick up about 5. He's a hard guy to tackle. Real low center of gravity, but he's really working this Pasadena defense a lot tonight.
Yeah, definitely a low center of gravity. Watching his film, he reminds me just his running style and the way he catches it out the backfield. He reminds me a lot of Jameer Gibbs for the Detroit Lions. Just a dual threat running back.
Handoff to the left-hand side. Here goes Yarborough around the room. 30. There's one man to beat. 10. He puts on the 5th gear, and he's back-to-back touchdowns. 43 yards for Christian Yarborough. He's just dancing to the band.
Already over 100 yards here in the first quarter in his first 3 carries of the football game. And it's going to be a long night for Pasadena if they don't start setting the edge and filling their gaps there. That time they just got out of position and allowed an elusive, explosive running back to cut back for an easy touchdown.
Our last PAT was botched snap, but this one good through the uprights by Michael Butcher. 9:49 left to play here in the first quarter. Crosby takes the lead 13-0. We'll step aside. You're watching high school football right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Houston Methodist, our primary care physicians invest time in your visit so you're seen and heard, virtually and in person, at locations across the city.
Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Steele, General Manager of the Chevron Pasadena Refinery. At Chevron, we believe in human energy because an energized community is a stronger community. We're proud to support Pasadena ISD because they bring energy to our community and help fuel our future.
Welcome back here to Pasadena Veterans Memorial Stadium. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. High quick in Pasadena. 2 players collide into one another. Hopefully they're able to get back up, but some good sportsmanship there by number 22. Wyatt Brady for the kickoff team for Crosby. Setting the, players and helmets and the rivalries aside, it's always good to see, coaches developing young players that, will stick a hand out for opposing player in a time of need.
That just shows character right there, and that's what football does better than I believe any sport, right? In the world, is just character development. And you're out there competing, but at the same time, you want to be a good young man and to be a good young man in the community. Great sportsmanship there by the Crosby Cougars.
Second offensive possession for the Eagles here. They went 3 and out and punted the ball away. 2 quick touchdowns by Crosby, both by Wesley Yarborough. 75-1 to start things off for the first play of the game, and then a 43-yard touchdown run. Already over 100 yards for the young man. Tonight's team and individual stats are provided by theathleticdepartment.com. They're a full-service provider of high school stats for UIL districts and teams. Coaches, athletic directors can contact them for more information. Here's Cruz. Nice time in the pocket. He tries to escape, but he's swallowed up for maybe a pickup of about a yard. Please follow them on their Facebook and X, previously known as Twitter, social media platforms. Athleticsdepartment.com are now signing up softball and baseball teams for the spring of 2025. So always appreciate Carl Thies and his crew and his team being able to kind of share their stats. Obviously, it helps with the broadcast. 3rd and 7 here. Here, Cruz, quick pass out, and he's lit up there as the pass is broken up, incomplete. 3rd and short here. You send your special teams out. Obviously, their defense has struggled, but do you go for it here?
Looks like they're thinking about it, and I wouldn't go for it just yet. I put my defense back on the field, just play the numbers. Defense played well in the first half 2 weeks ago against Bear Lair, so just give my defense a shot. You don't want to put them in a short field situation.
Christian Leon back to punt for the Eagles. Punt up and away. This is going to send Cam Grandmere back inside all the way down to the 5-yard line, and the ball just misses as he gets a friendly roll. So they'll start 1st and 10 from their 25-yard line of the touchback. Nice punt there.
Yeah, that was a beautiful punt. A lot of NFL teams would take that type of punt, completely flip the field position here. And Crosby, they're going to be starting way back at their own 25-yard line. And right now for the Pasadena offense, definitely that offensive line has to come together, and just, get together and try to cheer each other up and play some physical football, because they're just getting beat up front right now.
We'd like to thank our food sponsors, Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane's, for their sponsorship for Pasadena Athletics. 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line, pardon me. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. Wheeler will take the snap, quick pass off to the right-hand side. As Tizion Sutherland, junior wide receiver, kind of a quick pitch and catch there.
Yeah, Tizion Sutherland, he's another guy that showed up on film. Crosby has a lot of athletes on the football field. They always have. They always been a very competitive team. I played against them, pretty much all through grade school. They're a good football team year in and year out.
1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Quick halfback pass. Can't quite haul it in from Yarborough as he jumps on it just to play safe, but the play was called dead. It was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, you got to be careful there. It looked like it was almost a backward pass. Good job by Yarborough jumping on it and not allowing Pasadena to get on that football. And as officials, they're going to discuss this.
So it's going to be 2nd down. They'll keep the play clock running. 7:41 remaining left here to play in the first quarter. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. You're on a gorgeous first game of Week 5 here, the 2024 season. It'll be a keeper by Robinson. It goes up the middle. You'll see Lott Robinson, the sophomore quarterback, come in and share some snaps with Luke Wheeler, more of a traditional running quarterback. But I think he keeps 1 to 2 things going for your offense. It keeps your defense to kind of guessing, but it opens up your playbook and opens up that outside, as we've seen for Yarborough already tonight.
Yeah, like I said, it keeps your defense on the toes. You got to know which quarterback's on the football field at all times and reaccount your personnel and your responsibility.
3rd and 6 here. They'll send a man in motion. Wheeler comes back into the game. Quick wide receiver pitch, blocking around the outside, and he's knocked down. So first big stop for the Pasadena defense. We saw this defense come up with some nice stops against that Bel Air squad 2 weeks ago. But, I think it's going to be important for them to try and get their defense off the field and allow their offense to kind of flip the field to kind of get the traditional field opportunity. So first stop for this Pasadena defense as they bring their special teams unit on for the first time tonight.
Yeah, as you said, Cam, just great three and out there. Well, a great defensive stop there for Pasadena, and that's what they needed. That's why, you want to punt and just play the numbers here, get your offense the football back.
Daniel Willis back to punt for the Cougars. Martellus Mosley back to return. And it's a fake, and they get it.
Yeah, fake there, and they just hand it off to, one of the top 10 running backs in the state, and he picks up the first down there. And that could be backbreaking for a defense and a football team morale. But right now, if you pass it, you just got to try to hold them off again.
Be 1st and 10 for the 45-yard line, so they'll bring the offense back on the field. And it's to see a guy, we talked about it, let's say, to repeat myself, not to beat a dead horse, but we always talk about special teams in the third phase, but you see a lot of running backs, second and third strings in NFL and college, be on the special teams, as Yarbrough definitely has some insight. And you could just see the physicality. You see the defense just trying to swallow him up. That was Alan Garcia, defensive lineman. For a defensive lineman to kind of give a running back a hug, not a hug, but kind of just, you could tell just how physical he is.
Yeah, Alan Garcia, that time, he did a wonderful job of setting the edge, extending his arms, not allowing the running back to cross his face, and that's how you play your keys there. Good defense there by Garcia.
Yarbrough will be set in motion. Here comes Robinson up the middle. A little bit of patience across the 50. And obviously for the defensive line, they're going to be busy tonight.
Yeah, it's really on their shoulders right now, and they're going to have to meet the matchup against this very big offensive line here for Crosby. They got some pretty big guys, and so far I feel like Pasadena defensive line has held up. Up the middle is just the edge that they got to worry about and continue to play gap responsible football.
If you just joined us, welcome in here to EllisonSports.com. 4:12 left to play here in the first quarter. Crosby out in front. 13-0 here on a 3rd and short. You hand off to the left-hand side. And that is number 9, Fadi Habas, for the Cougars, who moves the chains and gives them the fresh set of downs.
Yeah, fresh set of downs. You got a fresh running back coming in there after this defense been hitting. Wesley Yarbrough, now you come in with another dynamic running back in Habas, and that's just how you wear a defense down, with a depth at running back.
First and 10 from the Eagle 38-yard line. A lot back in the game, nothing going there for a gain of maybe about a yard or so.
Yeah, that's going to be a play that he's going to wish he had back. Lott Robinson, when he looks like the film, the defensive end that time came crashing down. And if you'd have pulled that guy on the perimeter, he had the blockers to pick up a big gain, possibly a touchdown.
Just joining us about giving me a heart attack. Gentry.
I try to move my mic.
Okay. Hopefully your mic's not turned up. Maybe you got a heart attack, a couple gray hairs. 2nd and 9 here from the 36-yard line. Nice tackle by Adam Sanchez. Safety came up and wrapped up Sutherland.
Yeah, I remember watching Adam Sanchez 2 weeks ago against Bel Air. He does a good job of just open field tackling. He was one of the leading tackles in that previous game. That time getting the running back on the ground.
Alan Garcia coming in tonight. 20 tackles and 7 tackles for a loss. Quick pass through the hands of Landon Hammer. It'll be 4th and long for the Cougars as they'll send their special teams unit out for the 2nd time tonight.
Yeah, this time looks like they're going to actually punt this one away. And good defensive stop there. Good job of playing bend but don't break defense here by Pasadena and getting this ball back to your offense.
So the defense will stay out on the field to ensure that they don't try and convert here. They went for it on the last 4th down. This one they snap to the punter. Small little pooch kick that'll bounce inside the 10-yard line and sets up Pasadena pinned in their own territory. As Kaysen Shute, the junior, marks it down all the way down at the 7-yard line. So 2:15 left to play here. Once again, I'd like to thank our sponsors, Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane's, for their sponsorships. Yeah, band's rocking tonight. For their sponsorships for Pasadena ISD Athletics. So Cruz and the Eagle offense will set up shop, pinned in back in their own territory. They'll go the man in motion here. Will be Cruz or quarterback keeper up the middle. Nothing going there. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Beautiful evening here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Currently 85 degrees. They had that Hurricane Helene headed to Florida, man. It looked like a monster. You know, it's always scary, too, living in the Gulf. Obviously, living in the city of Houston, but just the whole city, man. It looked like a big monster. Quick free play here. Cruz goes inside and is broken up. Coach wants a call there. It'll be a free 5 yards. He got him on the hard count, so.
Yeah, as you were saying, Cam, now, you know, there's a lot of storms that brews out there in the Gulf. And,
I mean,
you know, city, we were just affected not too long ago, about a few months ago, by another storm that had, you know, power outages throughout the city. And it's always glad to see the city come together.
Yeah, Hurricane Barrow, I mean, I think it's one of those things you wish you see more often, of people just coming together to check on their neighbors and just, putting their differences aside. But, man, the Hurricanes can really play an impact. Hand off the middle. He's met in the backfield by Cameron Taylor, sophomore linebacker. Crosby defense is flying to the ball here early on. With about a minute 30 left to play here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that defensive line, they're just getting so much penetration up front, and it's just hard for any passing to get anything going.
Another free play. They're going to play. They're going to call the play dead. I'd like to thank our sponsors, some of our sponsors here for sponsoring Pasadena ISD Athletics, including Pasadena Education Foundation, Chevron, the Pasadena Refinery, Houston Methodist Sports and Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, U.S. Law Shield, and Gulf Coast Educators. Thank you for your continued sponsors and support for Pasadena ISD Athletics. Minute 15 left to play here in the first quarter. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. 13-0. 2 touchdowns by Wesley Yarborough is the only scores we have in the ball game so far. 1st and 10 for the Eagles as Cruz can't really get anything going on that right side. That front seven for Crosby's been kind of a tough read for Monolito Cruz to kind of get anything going here early on.
Yeah, they play a traditional 3-4 defense, and what that is you got to have 3 down defensive linemen with 4 linebackers, and they are just playing their run fits, and they're going to be physical at the point of attack. And right now, Pasadena is trying to answer that with a lot of counter runs, and they just can't get – by the time that they're pulling the defensive end, he's so far in the backfield that, they just can't get to him.
Second and about 10 with just under 30 seconds to go. Cruz, the sun right in his eyes, hand off to Carty up the middle. And he'll pick up about 3, and those are 3 yards he really had to work for. Crosby's not going to give you anything. You see Cruz kind of going in. You come in tonight with 7 interceptions as is the last play of the first quarter, but I like to see him kind of go to the air, but he hasn't really had a lot of time. The secondary for Crosby's been on those wide receivers.
Yeah, as D'Amigos Ryan's like to say that these Crosby secondary, that they're very sticky. Not a lot of guys getting open.
That's a good word for this defense. At the end of the one, 13-0, we'll step aside. We'll have more high school football coming up right for this right here on EllisonSports.com.
Protect what matters most. Your future starts here. Visit our career page for more info.
Teaching is hard enough. Banking should be easy. Gulf Coast Educators Federal Credit Union exclusively serves Texas educators and their families in the classroom, the cafeteria, or on the bus. Gulf Coast Educators is here for you. We make banking easy because teaching is hard enough. Gulf Coast Educators Federal Credit Union. Become a member today. You deserve some extra credit. Apply for a Texas Educators Rewards credit card and pay no interest for 6 months and as low as 6.99% after that.
Start of the second quarter, Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. It'll be third and short 6. Passes broken up, almost intercepted there by the defensive lineman. Kind of looked like it was a pass that kind of got rid of quickly, but Bryant Rosales almost came up with the reception. Obviously, it would have been an illegal wide receiver down the field, but they were talking about, I think it was ESPN that did a special this past Sunday on offensive linemen scoring as an eligible receiver. They said, they go through the practice, they say, okay, you're getting the ball, so a lot of the offensive linemen, they don't get enough credit. Usually they don't hear their name called unless it's called for a holding. But they were calling it the thick 6 for offensive linemen scoring a touchdown. Ball's going to be picked up around the 45-yard line. Return nicely by Cam Grenman year.
And just watching the big fella score in the end zone is one of the more exciting plays in all of football. I remember a couple years ago, New England Patriots, they had an offensive lineman, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. He almost returned one to the house. And just this past Monday night, Jaden Daniels threw a touchdown to an offensive lineman, and he had a nice celebration. So it's always good to see the big fellas in the end zone and getting some love.
You have a favorite dance maybe that you did or you like to see offense? I mean, we saw Yorba doing the cha-cha-cha earlier, but you had a favorite touchdown celebration? I mean, I guess it's different because we're a little bit older now. We're in our 30s, so.
Yeah. I always like to see team celebrations. I like to see when everyone gets involved once you get in the end zone because it takes a team effort.
First and 10 from the 39-yard line. Here goes Yarborough around the left-hand side. Nice blocking on the left-hand side. Put a little shake and bake and get drag inside the red zone, all the way down inside the 10-yard line.
Yeah, nice running there by Yarborough and good blocking again on the perimeter. I want to give credit to these to the Crosby wide receivers who's doing a great job of blocking on the perimeter. Nicholas Samuel that time just driving the corner way back inside the 5-yard line.
They'll try and go up-tempo here. First and goal from the 9-yard line. Wheeler goes back to Yarborough. Yarborough puts his hand down, and he's untouched. He gets his third rushing touchdown, and there's another touchdown celebration by the Crosby Cougars.
Yeah, great job up front. They opened up a hole so wide it was like Moses parting the Red Sea there, and Yarborough had an easy walk-in touchdown. This offensive line currently right now is just dominating this game for Crosby.
19-0. It's a 9-yard touchdown run. It's his third touchdown run of the night, including a 75-yard run to start the game off and then another 43-yard run back in the first quarter with 9:49 left to play.
Yeah, he's on pace for a career day here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. He's going to love playing here.
They'll go for a 2-point conversion here to try to make it 21 flat. Fake snap, jump, halfback pass, and he got it. He got it to Nicholas Samuel. It's a fake direct snap to the running quarterback, Lott Robinson, but likes to rush him and throw.
Yeah, we just seen the halfback pass last week to open things off here at Veterans Memorial Stadium. Halfback pass for a touchdown, and now we see the old Tim Tebow jump pass here by Yarborough, completing into the end zone by Nicholas Samuel, paying off for blocking there. I'm liking the coaching here, letting the guys have some fun.
21-0 our score. Will step aside right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
To learn more, visit www.gcefcu.org.
$11:23 left to play here in the second quarter. 21-0. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here as the sun goes down here at Pasadena Veterans Memorial Stadium. Bill Newcomb Field. Cougars will kick off for their 4th time tonight. As Wesley Yarborough, the senior who's committed to Arizona, has 3 rushing touchdowns, including a 75-yard run, a 43-yard run, and then a 9-yard touchdown run. Ball's going to be kicked back. Goes into the back of the end zone. Got the friendly roll there as a place kicker. We're just talking about Derrick Henry in the timeout. Man, that was a guy that just came in like Miley Cyrus, like a wrecking ball. I mean, I was so shocked to see. I was waiting for something to happen. Right. You know, I have Stephon Diggs on my fantasy team, so, you know, he put up a decent amount of points, but it was just the defense. I mean, I don't know if it's Baltimore offense, but, man, obviously – you know, there's lots of weeks for football for that, but, man, there's a guy that still got it.
And Derrick Henry, he's going to go down as one of the top 10 greatest running backs of all time. And I remember watching him at Alabama just thinking that's just not fair, trying to tackle a guy that big, that fast.
We'll have a timeout taken by the offense as we have a player. Looks like he wasn't ready to go.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Just
Aiden Sally for the Eagles, and they'll have to call a timeout to have the players come in.
Hi, I'm Tiffany
you never
Steele,
want to be
General
that guy.
Manager of the Chevron Pasadena Refinery.
We'll step aside,
Chevron, we
21-0.
believe in the power of human energy.
11:23 left to play. We'll have more after this.
Pasadena ISD classrooms, because progress everywhere starts right here.
For all the latest Pasadena ISD news, including photos of tonight's event, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Pasadena ISD.
To view photos from tonight's game, to all the latest news and updates, follow Pasadena ISD on social media.
Quick handoff inside there. Nothing going for the Eagles. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. Hayden Sally kind of came on the field late there as the Crosby Cougars lead 21-0. Left with just over 11 minutes. Second and about 12 for the Eagles. Cruz will continue to go shotgun, and the defensive line just continue to try to jump past, and Cruz took a shot there. It's a punishing hit there by the defense as he's thankfully able to get up.
Yeah, that was by Copeland Winfront. He's all of 6 foot, about 230, 240, a linebacker, and that's not a guy you want to try to run over and meet right there in the middle.
Tonight's team and individual stats are provided by the athleticsdepartment.com. They're a full-service provider of high school stats for the UIL districts and teams. Coaches and athletic directors can contact them for more information. Please follow them on their Facebook and X social media platforms. Athleticsdepartment.com are now signing up softball and baseball teams for the spring of 2025. 10:48 left to play here in the second quarter. Second timeout taken. Gentry, Crosby's put up some offense. Obviously, we knew that Yarborough was going to be a problem, but big question, Pasadena can't really get anything going here on offense early on.
Yeah, they're trying to screen game. They're trying to, force them offsides with the hard count. They just got to find something, maybe some quick passes to the outside.
Quick handoff inside. He's eating up. Not going anywhere. Much handoff quick there. To Giancarlo Torres, sophomore running back, lost a couple there.
Yeah, that we said at the beginning of the broadcast, Cameron, that 0-3 record for Crosby is very misleading. If you look at the teams that they was playing, those are some of the best teams in the state, and you see here that this is actually a really good football. This defense is as good as there is in the district right now.
Oh, audible here. I'll look to the sidelines. That front seven for Crosby has been able to get much for Cruz. Cruz goes air here. Quick pass, and it's just not going anywhere. Just a sicky secondary like you had mentioned earlier. Nice coverage there by, we'll have a 32 on my defense for the Crosby Cougars. Maybe we can get a name on him just a bit.
Yeah, just good job there. Playing coverage, read the route all the way, read the wide receiver hips, and just played through the football the way he's been coached up.
They'll send Christian Leon out for the punt here. Punt up and away. Ball's going to be taken. Fair catch around the 47-yard line as Crosby will take over 1st and 10 in great field position here on this Thursday night.
Yeah, it's been a long night so far for Pasadena, and they want to try to use this game as a confidence builder, and it looks like it's going to come down to this defense just making stops. The offense is, they really can't get the run game going. They can't get the pass game going. So this defense is going to have to try to force the turnover and get some excitement on the sideline.
Robinson will come in with Yarborough in the backfield. 1st and 10 from the 47-yard line. Reverse here to Josh Jackson. Jackson's going to take it out to the 30 cross, the 20. Escapes the shoot last tackle, dances around and punches it in. 52 yards. And Crosby strikes again.
Wow. Nice play call there. The defense is keen on Yarborough right now. They're going to go to the reverse here for Josh Jackson. Just a sophomore. He's next in line here to be the next Crosby superstar perimeter player. And right now Crosby came out here firing on all cylinders.
27-0 pending here, the PAT. As Michael Butcher punches it in for the PAT. 28-0 with 9:42 left to play here in the second quarter.
I'm just so excited about this weather, Cam. I don't know about you, but today I was driving down 45, getting ready to come here to the football game. I'm just like, I had my windows down. I'm like, finally, I could finally drive with the windows down and enjoy some of this good weather, man.
It was the first day of fall. It was 94 degrees on Sundays. It's like sweltering hot. You go from your front door to your mailbox, and you look like you just ran a marathon.
That was my excuse of my weight loss journey, just going to take the trash out.
Take trash, man. They need to take a couple trash cans, just run around the neighborhood with your trash can and probably drop weight. No, man, it's that time of year. I'm just waiting for it to kind of fall down a little bit. It'll be nice tomorrow morning, though. In the 60s. Might have to get up early, set some alarms back-to-back. 9:42 left to play. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here in the broadcast booth. Big thanks to our production crew for their work upstairs. Make sure to visit EllisonSports.com. The ball's going to be bounced, and it'll be a flag on the play. They'll take it from the 35-yard line. I'd like to thank our sponsors for their support for Pasadena ISD Athletics, Pasadena Education Foundation, Chevron, the Pasadena Refinery, Houston Methodist Sports and Orthopedic Sports Medicine, U.S. Law Shield, and Gulf Coast Educators. Thank you for your support for Pasadena ISD Athletics. If you like what you see, you like what you hear, make sure to visit EllisonSports.com. Coverage of high school sports across the greater city of Houston. Free streaming provided by our production crew and us commentators. Big thanks once again to our crew upstairs and down for their camera crew, just making this game possible. You got a variety of choices across the city of Houston.
Right.
Anything, inflation, things are expensive.
That's right.
That's a whole different conversation. We could start a podcast about ways to save money or, I don't know. Not really saving money much, but it's a free service. Obviously, we like to emphasize that and, make this possible. Obviously, sometimes you travel, you get on the road, you watch your grandma. But, just the fact of being able just to be a part of it no matter where you're watching is always a cool experience. I remember I was calling a Deer Park baseball game 2 years ago, and I put a little PSA out, and we had some grandparents that were tuning the game all the way back in Michigan. So,
awesome.
A little bit of word and a lot of work goes a long way. So we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Make sure to visit ellisonsports.com. If you're just joining us, it's been all Crosby tonight. 3 rushing touchdowns by Wesley Yarbrough, and then 1 by number 11, Josh Jackson. And Crosby just putting the hammer down there. It's number 24, Malik Weinfunt. Kind of just picked him up like a medicine ball and just put him there to the ground.
Yeah, this right now just looks like a physical mismatch right now for Pasadena, but you just got to dig deep and just, come out here and continue to compete, play hard. Big plays are going to happen if you just continue to fight.
8:48 left to play here in the first half. A 3rd and about 7. Going right to left here on your screen. Torres in the backfield, sophomore. Play clock's going to come down, and they'll call a offensive timeout there. We'll step aside 28-0 with 8:30 left to play here in the first half. You're watching high school football right here on Legacy Sports Network. .8:30 left to play here the second quarter. EllisonSports.com, Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here on this beautiful Thursday night. First week of fall. Finally starting to kind of feel like fall. Get a little bit of a cold front. Should be in the low 60s. Early 60s, geez. 8:30 left to play here. Timeout taken by the Pasadena Eagles. It'll be a 3rd and 7. Hand off to Torres, and Torres is chopped down. Pick up about 1 or 2 yards, and Crosby's really worked Pasadena, making him really pick up, and not much going here on in the first half.
Yeah, this defensive line here for Crosby, they're a pressive group up front. Their front seven, entire front seven, defensive line and linebacker crew, and not only are they physical at the point of attack, but they're physical once they hit you. And right now, you're starting to see Pasadena running backs tiptoe to that line of scrimmage, and that's a dangerous game to play.
Christian Leon back to punt for the Eagles. Be 4th and 5. Back to return for the Krugers. Number 5, Cam Grandmartier. Call a fair catch. Can be taken from the 33-yard line. Let's take a look at the weekend slate for EllisonSports.com. Some other games going on tonight. New Caney at Oak Ridge, called by Tom Franklin and Ken Moore. Humble taking on North Shore. And then Fort Bend Elkins taking on Fort Bend Austin over in Missouri City. Buddy Evan Geiger and Paige Lawrence. Tomorrow, Clearbrook taking on Dickinson down in Dickinson. Houston Madison at Houston Austin. Terry Rangers taking on the Mar Consolidated. Santa Fe at Fort Bend Marshall. St. Thomas at St. Pius. We'll have the big one tomorrow night here. Pasadena Memorial at Pasadena Adobe, and then Houston Milby and Galena Park. 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. Wheeler sets, throws, a rainbow pass is overthrown. Pass intended for Landon Hammer, but nice streak. We haven't seen Wheeler really go to the air. Obviously, it's a team that can run, but, the guy that can kind of get in there and get in the air, but, it's a little bit harder to have a quarterback when you're bringing a second quarterback in that kind of get comfortable in the pocket. Obviously, you want to utilize your run game, but we've seen tonight. But, when they're going to match up against these district foes that kind of key in on Yarborough. Obviously, he's going to be a tough guy to stop. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays later on down district play.
Yeah, and good point, Kevin. If I'm Crosby right now, I'm definitely trying to open up this passing game and try to, work on that here in game action as Cruz comes in there and puts a physical hit there on Yarborough.
Robinson. Robeson will go to the sidelines as Wheeler comes back in here for the 3rd and 7. Fakes handoff. Here's Wheeler. Wheeler resets, throws down the middle, and just not on target with his wide receiver crew.
Yeah, that's the part of this game for Crosby that you want to, just see them continue to work at. If they can put this passing game together, they can be a very dangerous team and make a deep playoff run if they take care of business here in district play.
One Saturday slate we didn't mention, Fort Bend Clements at Fort Bend Dulles, set for a 6 o'clock kick. Just over 7 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. Pasadena gets a stop here as the ball will bounce inside the 20-yard line, and beautiful punts here by Crosby and their special teams unit to pin all the way back down at the 3-yard line. It's always funny to see the the players. I don't know if it's just me or I watch, but when I'm watching football in general, or I watch the players, some of them will hand the ball, they'll go up to the referee and they'll hand it to him right in their chest, or some of them will just throw it or drop it. It's just funny to see the referees because, the officiating guy that's in charge of putting the ball down on the marker, you see the ball fly out of its shot. And it's like, what?
Making his job a little harder there.
Yeah. It's like trying to play, not what's the game? Gosh, not bingo, where you have to keep your feet.
Twister?
Twister, thank you. Oh, my gosh. Jeez, where you're trying to keep your right foot right foot red.
Yeah.
Try to get the ball. 6:48.
That was a fun game to play, man.
Twister, I know. Left foot. I mean, I wasn't very what's the right word? I wasn't very I'm just blanking on all my words tonight. Flexible. Thank you. Gosh. You got like a dictionary over there or something? To put a twister and flexible down on my stat sheet. 6:22. Second along here. Cruz in the back of the end zone. Pass going to be broken up. Intended for Ivan Galvin. You got to be careful here. Pending back in their own territory. Crosby has had their weight on the run game. Kind of struggling in the air. But kind of looking at these two teams kind of in the next couple of games. The next 2 games for Crosby will be home against Friendswood and then at Kingwood Park. And then for Pasadena, they'll take on at Angleton, and then they'll be back home on the 10th here in October against Porter as Pasadena comes up just short there of a quick 3-and-out.
Yeah, good job there by the defense getting in their backfield and nearly forcing an intentional grounding and would have been a safety, but a good heads-up play there by Cruz, just getting ready to football, and it's just been tough sledding for this offense, and hopefully they can get this punt out without a punt block. His heels are in the back of the end zone.
Christian Leon will be backed up. You got to watch his back foot here. Punt up and away.
Wow.
And that's going to be a easy penalty. I don't have a number 4 on my roster. Maybe he got brought up, but he's just going to lay the hammer even though the ball was nowhere near. They didn't really slow down. He just maybe lost the brake pedal.
Not too sure there. He just, just trying to be physical. You got to get some type of spark into the team, and unfortunately, it's going to cost your team 15 yards. And it's going to be a coaching opportunity there. You just got to learn to understand the rules in that situation. Just can't hit the guy till the football, especially when he's waving his hand in the air, yelling for a fair catch.
I'd like to thank our food sponsors. Tonight's support Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane's. I know 2 weeks ago we had, I think, Raising Cane's and Chick-fil-A. I had Cane's the night before, then Chick-fil-A for lunch. But sometimes I pull through with Mambos. 1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Gain of a couple for Yarborough. Well over 100 yards. 3 rushing touchdowns. That's been the story of tonight. First play of the game. Wesley Yarborough took it 75 yards to the house. PT was no good. And 9:49, he broke off a 43-yard touchdown run back in the first quarter. Going into the second quarter, it was 13-0. Second quarter is a 9-yard touchdown run by Wesley Yarborough. And then a 2-point conversion halfback pass to Nicholas Samuel to make it 21-0. And then a reverse 52-yard run by Josh Jackson. It gives the score 28-0. Pass is caught. Turf Monster just got Sutherland there. He's able to quick stay on his feet. And you see those wide receivers and running backs, they come up and they kind of smack the turf like, man, just one, 2 steps. But
the Turf Monster comes in and bites you out of the middle of nowhere. And unfortunately, that time could have been a house call, but just couldn't keep his feet on that play.
1st and goal. 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Here's Lott to Yarborough. Yarborough takes a first hit on contact, and that's what a lot of colleges are looking for, is that first, a guy you can bounce off a tackle and just keep your feet moving. I mean, you look at the guy I was watching the Florida game this past weekend, and DJ Lagway, he's a true freshman that come out of Willis. Led a huge physical guy, him and I forget his last name. There's a fight for quarterback at Florida, but you got to have a lot of faith to put in a freshman quarterback. And you see a lot of these college teams get in the quarterback battle. Obviously, depending on where you're trying to develop, coaches' job security online. But, a lot of these freshmen, you see them going right in, which is just crazy, kind of setting the tone as Yarborough just comes up shy of the goal line there.
Yeah, DJ Lagway was National Gatorade Player of the Year out of Willis, Texas. Took that Willis team all the way, I want to say, to the 3rd or 4th round in the playoffs before they lost at DeSoto, and they put up a good fight. And I was excited to see him play. Got to see him against A&M, and I'm excited for his career. He has a bright future ahead of him.
Robeson takes off, trying to get Yarborough in the end zone. Did he get it? Yes, he did. 1-yard touchdown run to make the score 34-0 here with 4:14 left to play.
The old tush push there. Yarborough getting some help from his quarterback that time, getting pushed inside the end zone. Offensive line just keeping him up, pushing him inside the end zone. And 4 touchdown nights so far for Yarborough.
He has doubled his touchdowns tonight. He came in tonight with 4 touchdowns. He has 4 tutties tonight. Great edge blocking by the wide receiver crew. We haven't talked very much about it. Butcher with the PAT. Good to make a score 35-0 with 4:14 left to play here in the first half.
Yeah, these wide receivers, offensive line, have done a tremendous job all night, being physical on the perimeter, being physical on the interior. This just been a physical domination on both sides of the football here for the Crosby Cougars, and I'm very impressed with this football team. And they're going to be a team that I'm going to be keeping my eye on in this district. As right now, this is one of the better teams I've seen so far this season.
We'll step aside. We'll be right back after these messages.
With no down payment or PMI required. To learn more, visit TexasEducatorsMortgage.com. Terms and conditions apply. GCEFCU is an equal housing lender.
.414 left to play here in the first half. Cameron Bunch alongside my partner Gentry Williams here on this Thursday night opening week 5 of the 2024 season. Crosby has had their way. The man of the night, Wesley Yarborough, 4 rushing touchdowns, well over 150 yards. Ball's going to be returned from the 15-yard line. It's going to be fumbled, picked up, and dropped across the 25-yard line as Pasadena has kind of struggled to kind of get anything going. Head officiating crew will call it down, so Pasadena will come back out to work, but nothing going for this Pasadena offense.
In this type of situation, when your offensive line is struggling, you look to try to get some quick passes out to your perimeter, to your wide receivers. See if your wide receivers could do some perimeter blocking, just some quick wide receiver screens, quick RPO plays. And right now, with the way the front seven for Crosby is playing, it's just, you don't have much going there. Try to go to the outside. Try to find something here if you're Pasadena.
First and 10 from about the 26-yard line. It's going to be a false start on the offense. Called it the defense. That defensive line's been a little jumpy tonight.
It remind me of the Houston Texans offensive line. As many offside penalties as they have so far tonight. Just got to continue to be disciplined.
I want to get your take on this. I was seeing a press conference from D'Amico Ryan this week. He said, they've been taken care of, but they'll play and they cue the speakers. They play the music. Does it compare to end game at all when you have the fans and the bands playing?
I don't think anything could truly prepare you for certain environments like that. That Vikings environment was as loud as it was. They do a great job of having a home field advantage there in Minnesota. So certain places like Minnesota, Kansas City, they just have that college atmosphere. There's really nothing you can do to prepare you for that. It's just got something you got to experience, and maybe next time around you'll be more prepared.
4:05 left to play. One thing I do love about the audio broadcast is the audio aspect. Obviously, sometimes when the commentators talk too much like us, but they just let the crowd noise play. Yeah. You don't even say anything. You just let it. One of my favorite things in broadcast TV. We had timeout taken by the defense. 3:47 left to play. 84 degrees, low of 66 tonight. I was thinking, plan on going to the Sam Houston Texas State game this weekend. My brother and sister coming to town, but Texas State played Arizona State the other night pretty well, but they ended up losing down in San Marcos. But should be a good one. Sam Houston had a heck of a tough season last year with trying to close out games. I think they went into 2 or 3 overtime games, just down to the wire. But this year they pulled out some wins against Hawaii, New Mexico State, but should be a good in-state rivalry for all the Texas State Bobcats and Bearcat fans in the Houston area this weekend.
Yeah, Texas State, that's a very talented bunch of young men out there, and they had opportunity there, like you said, against Arizona State, just come pull it out, and that's a team that had the opportunity if they would have went unbeaten to be the Power 5 represented there in the playoffs, but just missed that. So excited to see them against the Sam Houston State.
First and 10 from the 36-yard line. Fake handoff by Cruz. Cruz swallowed up. Pick up about maybe 1 on the play. You see the merger of a lot of FCS teams, Sam Houston included. They spent 1 year in the WAC. They go to the Conference USA. But Texas State is in the Sun Belt Conference with James Madison, who just beat North Carolina 70-50.
Yeah, James Madison got talent.
Oh, man. It's like one of those offensive scores that, just keep 120 combined points. 2nd and 9 here for the Eagles as they look to the sideline. But, it's interesting that some of the college football teams, that just the depth of some of these teams. You got a team like Texas that has, yours and Manning. But I think it just kind of do with, who is, lined up. I heard something the other day on a college football broadcast that said it's not, you don't really talk about your commits anymore. You talk about who's transferring the transfer portal.
Yeah.
You see all these backstories, and you hear a lot of the commentators will talk about, he previously played at Texas or Alabama. It's like a lot of these guys will go and play for 3 or 4 schools in a 4 or 5 year, depending on injuries and stuff. But it's just astounding to what how many transfers. It's almost like professional.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts of it? You a fan of it, or?
I'm a fan of it now because you see these coaches always take a better opportunity whenever opportunity comes up, and you would like these kids also take advantage of any opportunities that they get. For instance, the UNLV quarterback. He's going to be transferring after They started 3-0, and whatever situation happened there in the NIL, and he's going to be a top guy that a lot of schools like to get. So it's exciting for these teams to get these young players to get them opportunity to play on the football field, and I just like what the transfer portal brings.
45, big sack for Keenan Bradley. He did a little bit of an excessive celebration. They're going to flag him, so officials will talk it over. But coach is going to pull him to the sidelines. What's your take on celebrations for defensive linemen?
It's so hard getting to the quarterback. As a former defensive lineman, anytime you get a sack, I'm okay with the big fellas celebrating. It's their version of a touchdown. You might get possibly, if you're great, you'll get 10 on the year. So anytime you get to the quarterback, you want these guys to be able to celebrate. But at the same time, you don't want to show up your opponent like in this situation here.
You step out for a play there. First 15 yards, 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Just a physicality. That was Copeland Weinfont. Just the physicality of this Crosby squad has been swarming to the ball.
Yeah, they're playing this swarm defense, and another tackle here for Copeland Weinfont. He just been very impressive here tonight. He just blowing past his offensive line, and when he comes to hit you, he hits you.
2nd and about 12 here for Pasadena. Make sure to stick around for the halftime performance. We'll have the Crosby Cougar dance team and band perform along with the Pasadena Eagle dance team and band here at halftime coming up in just a couple minutes. Big thanks to our production crew in-house. Big thanks to Gentry making it fun. It's always good. I always look forward to the midweek, but sometimes just stepping away from school and work and just calling some football. Getting into some talk. 1:10 left to play. Pasadena go here for a 3rd and long. Free play. Long pass nowhere near the intended wide receiver. I think they call the flag there. I'll bring it 4th down, and Pasadena will bring out their punting unit.
Interesting here for Crosby. The last 4 plays, they have had no safety help, which means they're running cover 0 man, and they're just going man-on-man right now. And every receiver for Pasadena has a one-on-one opportunity, and somebody has to be able to win those matchups.
Some patriotic music down there. 4th and 11. Leon back to punt. He's been busy tonight for this Pasadena squad. Ball's going to be bounce inside of 30. It'll stop there by the special teams. It'll be 1st and 10 by the 33-yard line. I got to share this, speaking of music, before I lose my train of thought here, since I'm forgetting the game of Twister and the word flexible. I saw something on the news this week. It was something to do with some music was found. I don't know if you're a big history nerd with music. Probably, I don't know. You like classical music?
Oh, yeah.
Now I got to find it. 1st and 10, 35-0. It said a previous unknown composition by Wolfgang Mozart was written during his early teenage years, had been uncovered in a German library.
Wow.
He's dating back to the mid-late 1760s. Consists of 7-minute miniature movements and a string trio lasting around 12 minutes. Wow. But it's some prodigy. When you look at the music, I don't know. It's kind of cool. It's a piece that's going to be featured in some orchestra coming up. But, here we are, 2024, and some, arts discovered. Injury timeout on the field. 37 seconds left, but that's a band nerd in me.
No, that's pretty cool.
Once a band nerd, always a band nerd, right?
Yeah.
Gentry, if you had to go back and not play football in high school, go back to middle school, if you had to pick of 2 instruments, what would you pick?
Definitely the drums.
The drums, okay.
The drums and probably tuba.
Tuba, I can see you big sousaphone playing.
Yeah.
Sousaphone man. You're rocking with the tubas. It's called the big guys.
Yeah, I was
I see your wheels churning.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about it now. He just, hopefully one day I could probably do the Ohio State thing and about,
All right, I'm not going to put you on blast here, but you got to share the story that you told me.
Oh, man.
When your first experience in the band.
So Excuse me. So, my first experience as band was my last experience as band. We get into class, not even 15 minutes into it, right? And
what grade was this?
This is like 6th grade. So we're getting introduction to band. Everybody's learning a thing or two, and they're like, some of my friends are just goofing off, and they're like, you know what, you guys got to get out the class. And me, just by guilty of association, I was kicked out of the band as well. So I didn't get the opportunity to ever be a part of band, and something that was taken from me, unfortunately.
So that's Gentry's band experience. Nice stop there on the inside lineman for the Eagles. 35-0. It'll be 2nd and 12 here as Crosby tries to go hurry up offense here. With just 15 seconds left to play. Wheeler tries to escape some pressure, and Conchas wraps him up, and he's sacked. A big fella. 1 tackle, 1 sack for the big man. And Pasadena trying to find something to spark this defense as they'll go down at halftime, 35-0. Before we go into halftime, we'll have some performances by the Crosby dance team and band along with the Eagles, Pasadena Eagle band and dance team. Gentry, thoughts on the first half?
Just what a great half it was for Wesley Yarbrough. Look like he came up with an injury there at the end of the second quarter, but 4 touchdowns on the night. Well over 150 yards. He's just been gashing his defense, and this Crosby Kruger defense is as good as advertised. They're a physical bunch that just win at the point of attack, play in and play out.
Yeah, putting their nose on the ball. 4 rushing touchdowns for Wesley Yarbrough. That was the story of the first half as Crosby leads Pasadena 35-0. We'll step aside. We'll have a short halftime show on the back end of these 2 performances. First, we'll have the Crosby dance team and band, followed by the Pasadena dance team and band. Stick around, enjoy the halftime show. We'll see you in just a little bit right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
And now, we proudly present for your halftime entertainment, the stars of the gridiron, your shining, spectacular, award-winning Crosby High School Cougar Stars. Your Cougar Star Dance officers are Junior Lieutenant Savannah Davila, Senior Lieutenant Keely Ricketson, First Lieutenant Eileen Martinez, Lieutenant Colonel Sierra Wilkins, Lieutenant Colonel J.C. Robleski, and your 2024-2025 Colonel is Miss Dulce Montero. Junior Chairman Maylene Barrett. Junior Chairman Haley Johns. Junior Chairman L. Parker. Vice President Naziah Berry. And President is Miss Abby Gonzalez. Cougar Star of the Week is Olivia Henley. Managers are Jolie Mullins and Riley Spring. The Cougar Stars are under the direction of Miss Jennifer Godoy and assisted by Miss Amy Aloma. Put your hands together and welcome them to the field.
Good evening, parents, friends, Crosby and Pasadena community members. Now taking the field is the Crosby High School Military Marching Big Red Machine. Directors of the band are Kevin Knight and Zachary Sanchez. Percussion coordinator is Charlie Trong. The drum major is Peyton Abernathy. This week, the section of the week is the trombones. Girl of the week is Alesia Perez. The boy of the week is Shane Caston. Tonight, the band will perform the first half of their 2024 UIL halftime production. Musical selections include Doxology Fanfare and Parade of the Champions. Every week, we will add more to our show. Great job, Cougar Stars and Big Red Machine Marching Band. Thank you to the Big Red Machine sponsors, Tatum Mack with Boom Real Estate and S2S Outfitters, sun up to sundown. The band also wishes to thank the Crosby ISD School Board, administration, faculty, staff, parents, and our Crosby community for your support. Together, we make a great team. Go Cougs! And now, ladies and gentlemen, for your halftime entertainment, we proudly give to you the Pasadena High School Eagle Escort Drill Team. Eagle Escort Drill Team is under the direction of Lauren Jones and Jessica Galvan. Escort Military Officers are Sergeant Henry Villarreal, Sergeant Elizabeth Cantu, Captain Alyssa Garcia, Major Isabel Salinas, and in the center, the 59th Eagle Escort Colonel Alexa Gonzalez. Eagle Escort Social Officers are Secretary Rihanna Cortez, Secretary Mary Dela Cruz, Secretary Anthony Salazar, Vice President Bianca Garcia, and President Rudy Mahano. Outstanding dancer of the week is Carl Rosas. Please remember me and the parades. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please sit back, relax, and enjoy, and let the Eagle Escort entertain you with their kick routine to We Are Who We Are. And there they are, ladies and gentlemen, the Pasadena High School Eagle Escort Drill Team, in direction of Lauren Jones and Jessica Galvan. We thank you Section of the week is the color guard. Band members of the week are Natalie Arredondo, Angel Chavez Gomez, and Sebastian Rodriguez. Band directors are Jason Warren, Mike Allen, and Christian Aradin. Color guard director, Vicente Rico. The band will be presenting their marching show, Sparkle. Part 1, Fireflies. Part 2, Spring and Ode to Joy. Part 3, Sun. And Part 4, Spring and We Go On. Drum majors are Andrew Cortez, Alan Andrade, Mariela Sandoval, and Joseph Trevino. Drum majors, is your band ready?
Welcome back here just before the start of the second half. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here. That was a Pasadena Eagle dance team and band as Crosby and the bands take their props. Good halftime show. Hope you enjoyed the show. 35-0 at the half. Story of the first half was all Wesley Yarborough and the Crosby Cougars as they look to open up district play. Both teams trying to make some adjustments at halftime as the band running the props off the field almost took out one of the officials down there. Be careful down there, Gentry. Hope you enjoyed that halftime show. If you're just tuning in, welcome in here to the broadcast booth here on this Thursday night. It's been all Crosby. Wesley Yarborough, 4 rushing touchdowns. He doubled his touchdowns already tonight. But it's really been the defense of the Cougars that have been flying to the ball. Couldn't really get anything going. The Crosby offense has kind of had their way. We'll see if the teams make adjustments in the first half. But, Gentry, what are your thoughts? They're kind of shifting gears here for the second half as the Eagles come out.
Yeah, definitely for the Eagles. Just try to find some rhythm here on the offensive end. This Crosby defense, they had a phenomenal first half. But, hey, if you're going to come out here in the second half, if you're Pasadena, you got to look at the scoreboard 0-0. Go back to just having fun, playing football, and don't worry about the score. The good plays are going to happen. And just continue to fight on here.
If you're just tuning in, welcome in here to Legacy Sports Network. Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams here on this Thursday night. It's been all Crosby's thus far. We'll have Pasadena starting the second half with the ball, so we'll see if they were able to make any adjustments at halftime. But if you're just joining in, it was all Crosby in the first half. We'll get into some fall topics. The first day of fall was this past Sunday, so we'll get into, not all at once, obviously, in spurts, but we'll, Gentry, we were talking at the half, our favorite Halloween candy, favorite costume, and favorite Halloween movie. If you want to get on the conversation, we'll maybe share our X, maybe get in the conversation if we have any viewers. Ball's going to be taken from the 15-yard line. Cross out to the 30-yard line. Nice return to start things off in decent field position. Gentry, what's the most important thing when you come out, obviously down at halftime big? What's the most important message to your team at the half?
Yeah, just try to come out here and execute the game plan, and remember that you're playing a game. You want to have fun. You don't want to put too much pressure on the young men. The main thing, try to probably call a trick play that you've been practicing all year long. Let these guys come out and have fun. Get that joy back into these guys. Get some excitement on the sideline.
We saw a sack there at the end of the first half by Antonio Contras to kind of give that defense a little bit of spark, and you got to just need that spark as Cruz will start the backfield and hand it off. There's going to be a fumble to start things off, and it is recovered by the Cougars. The big fella, number 53, Jeffrey Curate. And Crosby will start one play, one fumble, and they'll start here on offense early on in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate circumstances there for Pasadena. Just got to secure the football at that time and, put the ball on the turf, put it in harm's way. This Crosby team is number 2 in the district in their turnover ratio. So they force a lot of turnovers and they don't turn the ball over there. Nice job coming away with it.
So Wheeler will come out. We'll bring in the backup running back for the Cougars, number 9, Fadi Habas. Habas and Abbas is met in the backfield by the Pasadena front 7.
Yeah, definitely after that first half, you want to try to save Yarborough, especially after the little scare there at the end. And, he's his game is almost out of hand here if you're Crosby. Try to get some of your backups in, get these guys some looks, and allow them to come out here and make a play.
Robeson will come in the game. We've seen him come in a lot of second downs. Quick pass out to the right-hand side of wide receiver screen. Pass is going to be caught around some defenders. Here's Josh Jackson, who had himself a 52-yard touchdown run on a reverse to make it 28-0 back with 9:42 left to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, the young sophomore, he's definitely one of their more dynamic weapons out here on the perimeter. And it looks like this one might be coming back with a holding call.
So that will negate any positive yards. Make sure to visit ellisonsports.com for your coverage of high school sports around the city of Houston. big weekend slate. 4 games going on tonight. New Caney, Oak Ridge, Humboldt, North Shore, Fort Bend Elkins at Fort Bend Austin, and then you obviously have us here with Crosby taking on Pasadena. Big game of the week for me on the slate is Pasadena Dobie, Pasadena Memorial. Pasadena Memorial, we had a Thursday game last week. That was a heck of a game between Pasadena Memorial and Dawson. Back and forth. Nice hit by Adam Sanchez. He's been flying around. Put a sticking on Josh Jackson. Kind of read that screen. And, Pasadena defense, obviously down 34. They've been shut out. But, I've been impressed with this young man tonight.
Yeah, Adam Sanchez, he comes up and lays the lumber, play in and play out. And this defense has continued to fight and make plays, drive in and drive out that makes you, if they could get a turnover, they could get some excitement going.
La Robeson back in, throws a pass deep, 1 man to beat, pass is caught, touchdown. Nicholas Samuel, 29 yards, as Lott threw off the back foot and come up limping, but he'll run down the end zone to meet his wide receiver as Nicholas Samuel had 1 man to beat, and he goes up, kind of a basket catch there.
Yeah, that's just a basketball play. He climbs the ladder and just jumps over his defender in the one-on-one situation. Nice pass there by the quarterback, and it's good to see this Crosby Cougar team get the passing game going.
Painting the PAT 41-0 with 10:08 left to play. That was Nicholas Samuel with his second reception of scoring play. He scored on the 2-yard PAT in the first half, but he gets his first receiving touchdown of the night. And the PAT is good, 42-0 with 10:08 left to play.
And what it just almost pretty much like the first quarter, Crosby come out and throwing the first punch here to start things off. And we like to thank our sponsors tonight. Tonight's team and individual stats are provided by theathleticdepartment.com. They are a full-service provider of high school sports stats for the UIL districts and teams. Coaches and athletic directors can contact them for more information. Please follow them on their Facebook and X social media platforms. Athleticdepartment.com are now sign up softball and baseball teams for the spring of 2025.
Big thanks to Carl Thies and Sarah Holiday and their crew making this possible. Obviously, when you get into high school sports, you don't think the level of it. Coming from Austin and Houston, you think that the Austin area, and nothing to disrespect to Austin, but from an outsider looking in from the Houston area, the stretch, we'll kind of get into the conversation a little bit. This ball's taken across the 25-yard line, but the stretch of high school play between the Austin, San Antonio. I don't know if you group those together. If you're Houston, do you group those together, Austin and San Antonio?
Sometimes, at times I do.
Central Texas, southern Texas. You got obviously Dallas, DFW, DeSoto, and then you have Houston, obviously North Shore, Crosby, the team. But we were talking in the open a little bit about the expansion of this district. Region 3, District 11, 5A. You used to have just teams within the Pasadena realm, Channelview, and Deer Park. And that was about, all within the district. So, you're really familiar with your teams. You see them all the time. You grow up, playing Pop Warner football. But with this expansion, Jersey with 9:36 left to play, you have Angleton as far as southeast Houston. You have Fort Bend Kempner and more of a out southwest Houston. You have Friendswood, Kingwood, which is more northeast Houston, New Caney, Pasadena more central, Crosby out in northeast, and then LaPorte. So, you have a huge expansion of all the way from, as far as northeast as Kingwood, which is kind of your stomping grounds, as far as southwest as Missouri City. That's a stretch for these teams to kind of see some new familiar foes across the district. What do you think it does for, just the game of football, but for these teams to kind of see some new faces and expand? I think it's a testament that people want to see how good you are within the city of Houston. Obviously, you see a lot of teams match up within the round, but what do you think it does?
I really like it. I think it really expands the horizon of the Houston area football, especially here in District 5A, Region 3, District 11. It does a great job of just capturing, from the north to the south. And you get opportunity to just play against different kids from different areas of the part of the city. Like you said, Cameron, you grow up from grade school all the way up to by the time you graduate, you play against the same guys. Now you're going against guys from the south side. You're going against guys from all the way out in Angleton. And it just gives you opportunity, to see just how good you are as a football player and really understand how good you are as a football program as a total.
3rd and short there. We bring up 4th down as they'll bring up Christian Leon in the special teams unit. He's had a busy night tonight. Crosby's been all over Pasadena 42-0. It's first district game for both these two teams. Pasadena came tonight 1-2. Crosby 0-3. Kind of a tough non-district schedule. Kick's going to be up and away. Lower kick. It's going to go out to the right-hand side. Take a little bit of a bounce. Player's going to pick it up and fumble. It's going to be recovered by Crosby. Thankfully, a Cougar came in there second chance, but good job there. Kind of a first ball we've seen that's been fumbled. We saw Cam Grantman get clobbered earlier. Obviously, it was a penalty on Pasadena, but, man, that's a tough one. You want to kind of get back there. Yeah, obviously, the coaches would say, just let the ball roll.
Just let it roll.
Just let it roll. 7:34 left to play. We'll see a keeper here from Wheeler. Quarterback design run up the middle. Gain about 3 yards. I tell you what, it's confusing teaching elementary math. Is teaching the difference between the metric system and what the United States uses.
Oh, man. I know
between the difference of yards and feet and yards and inches. The kids are looking at me like, what the heck? Best thing I can do is say, you ever seen a football field? There's 50 yards, and one of those yards is 3 feet.
Yeah. That's what helped me remember back in grade school.
2nd and 7 here. Long handoff to Habas on the left-hand side.
I tell you what, this Pasadena defense is tough. These kids are getting, they're getting out physical right now, but they keep picking themselves up off the turf and then bringing that physicality, play in and play out. They're playing hard, leaving their hearts on the field. If you're Coach Anderson, you should be proud of these young men right now.
Wheeler still in the backfield. We saw Yarborough pretty much hang it up for the night. 4 touchdowns in the first half. Wheeler will drop back, work on his air game. He throws one deep just out of the reach of Josh Jackson. He's been a guy that he likes to get going. Officiating crew's going to come together. Nope, there's going to be a flag on the home side. It could be, I believe, a delay of game, as Pasadena's going to decline it, and that'll ring up 4th down. Gentry, first day of fall was Sunday. We had our first cold front of the official fall season. We got a couple, we had a nice game, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
That little cold front that came in. Ball's going to bounce all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. And this punter.
He's been doing an excellent
job. Crosby. Daniel Willis has put a boot and flipped a field tonight.
Talking about coffee corner. He's I want to say that's his 3rd punt inside the 20-yard line.
We'd like to thank our food sponsors, Chick-fil-A and Raising Cane's, for their sponsorships for Pasadena ISD Athletics. Make sure to visit ellisonsports.com for your coverage of high school sports across the great city of Houston. It's your go-to at Chick-fil-A.
That's a tough one because I like the nuggets. But if I'm just hungry, I just get the spicy deluxe.
Spicy deluxe. I like the Chick-fil-A deluxe.
fries with a lemonade, man. It's a go-to.
Those frosted. You ever had a frosted lemonades?
I keep forgetting to try it.
You got to try it. I'll have to text you. 4:45 as the clock continues to tick here. As both coaches, I believe, agreed to let the clock run. Pasadena will come out in their own territory deep down the stretch. Down 42-0 as Cruz. Yeah, Cruz, they've thrown a few times tonight, but Crosby's been a little flying to the ball as they're trying to get some guys in to work here in the second and third string.
Yeah, it's just been a tough night for him, but now he has opportunity with the backups there for Crosby to make a play.
Cruz will have a keeper up the middle. He's met there by a couple of Cougars. In honor of the first day of fall being on Sunday, our first cold front, get into some Halloween / fall conversation. Most memorable costume as a kid?
Most memorable costume,
or maybe your favorite?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I want to say when I was dressed up as Vegeta. I was like 12 years old, man.
Well,
I wanted to. I had the gold hair, the whole costume and everything, and I had the whole hairdo up. It was pretty awesome. What about you?
All right, we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's support in Pasadena ISD Athletics, Pasadena Education Foundation, Chevron, the Pasadena Refinery, Houston Methodist Sports Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, U.S. Law Shield, and the Gulf Coast Educators. Thank you for your sponsorship of the 2024 Pasadena ISD Athletics. But that's a good one to pick. I think a most memorable costume for me, I think as a kid, I loved Michael Jordan growing up.
Right.
So I wore a Michael Jordan jersey one time. It was his gold Bulls jersey with the basketball head. You see those basketball heads from what is it? Those Halloween stores. And then I wore a clown wig, and people were like, "What are you?" I was like, "I'm a creepy basketball head." I guess. No, it's hard. It's interesting when you kind of grow up. You're trying to shift from, Halloween costumes. Just a true story. Pasadena get Matt in the back. They'll move the ball back to the 2-yard line. One year, my wife and I were supposed to be Ross and Rachel from Friends.
Oh, man.
But she got sick late, and so, you can't just go to a party by yourself as Ross. It doesn't really make sense, so I was a lamp.
Oh, man.
I just wore all black and a lampshade with a bright light.
Oh, man, that was received well.
Are you okay? Probably one of the lamest costumes our audience has heard, but hey. People are asking me if I was the lamp from Pixar. You know the Pixar lamp?
Yes.
That jumps on the eye.
When you first said it, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
maybe I'll go. I was a Pixar lamp. But I have more of a traditional lampshade versus the one that's like a spotlight.
Right.
2:56. The correction, I guess they will stop the clock or let the clock run, I guess, when the players are on the field. So 42-0. Cougars will start in great field position here from their own 20, from the Eagle 26-yard line. Roberson to send a man in motion. Quick pass out to Josh Jackson. We saw this play earlier. Josh Jackson got around the side. Pasadena still flying around. It's good to see these kids keeping their head up. Still running from sideline to sideline. How about favorite Halloween movie?
Yeah, okay, for my favorite Halloween movie, I went with I don't know if it's a Halloween movie, but Jeepers Creepers to me.
Jeepers Creepers, okay.
That was one of my favorites coming up. But I also it was a Disney Channel movie. I can't remember.
No, I'm gonna say it, and you're gonna be like, Halloween Town.
Yes.
Well, we got them all recorded. Halloween Town 1, 2, and 3. We like to watch them. That's probably my favorite. I had a coworker go to Salem, Massachusetts this weekend. I lived in Boston for years. Gorgeous. If you ever get a chance. So my brother, he's a big Halloween guru, and he does the big skeletons. They sell them at Halloween. They're like a hot commodity. I don't know if there's like a thing for it. And so, anyways, he has 2 of them, and he dresses them up, and he puts lederhosen on them. I'll have to show you a picture. They're like 15 feet tall skeletons. He does his yard up. But anyways, Salem, Massachusetts, if you ever get a chance to go during Halloween time, it's like kind of like a Halloween town feel.
Oh, man, I got to check it out now.
To dress up like one of those people from Halloween Town, that would be creepy. 3rd and short here. Here's Lott on the right-hand side, pass intended for Landon Hammer.
And right now, Crosby just working in some of their second-string players, and he's going to attempt a pretty long field goal here, try to test the range of the kicker.
So it'll be Michael Butcher. The holder will be Luke Wheeler. Looking about a 37-yard field goal from the left hash. Doesn't have enough distance. Not a little bit wide left there. 35 seconds left. You see some of these kickers in the Houston area that just, I mean, would absolutely put like a heavy metal boot. Obviously, that's ironically, metaphorically speaking, you would kick with an iron boot, but man, some of these kids have a leg.
Yeah, and it's translating also to the college and the NFL level. I remember, watching I want to say, was it the Texas game? That Vikings kicker, he hit from like 60-some yards, and it's like the norm now.
Yeah, 62 yards or something like that.
Yeah, it's just crazy, how these young men, they just develop a craft and they work at it, and now it becomes a great skill.
The 3rd quarter runs the clock down here as Crosby will go into the 4th quarter, 42-0. Pasadena's going to try and get one more play off here on a 2nd and short. Cruz will keep it up the middle on the left-hand side. He's sworn gang tackle. And we'll step aside at the end of 3. All Crosby Cougars tonight. They lead 42-0. We'll step aside. You're watching high school football right here on Legacy Sports Network. First and 10 here at the start of the 4th quarter from the Eagles. 36-yard line pass. Intercepted by Bryson Bass. He's behind a convoy. Here he goes. Trying to get in, and he's just wrapped out of bounds about the 1 or 2 yard line. What a return and interception by the junior cornerback. He's going to be flying over as a defensive lineman fly over.
Yeah, he played that football very well. Just went through the defender, and he was on time. He didn't get there early, and he nearly took that to the house. Great blocking ahead of him. And it's just been all Crosby all night long. And these are games you remember, Cam, when you just get, just beat, just bad. These are games you remember for a long time, make you excited to get back to practice.
Well, you see it's a great just team camaraderie, but you see all the starters over there on the Crosby sideline. That's a big time for backup corner. Bryson Bass interception went through the hands. Pass was intended for Ivan Galvin. Cruz's 8th interception as Fatty Habas punches it in and adds on to the score, 48-0 with 10:30 left to play here in the 4th quarter.
Just complete dominance here from Crosby, and this is a huge win. They're currently winless on the year, and what this does for their confidence going for the rest of the year. opening up district play. This is going to do well for this Crosby team.
Nadia Boss with a 1-yard run. PT up and good. 49-0 with just under 10 minutes left to play.
At Houston Methodist, everyday care.
We'll step aside. We'll have more high school football coming up right after this, right here on the Legacy Sports Network.
Get urgent care by video 24/7 and visit us at locations across the city.
Houston Methodist, leading medicine.
Hi, I'm Tiffany Steele, General Manager of the Chevron Pasadena Refinery. At Chevron, we believe in human energy because an energized community is a stronger community. We're proud to support Pasadena ISD because they bring energy to our community and help fuel our future.
Hand clap ready. Zip the back of your jacket up. Don't give me that look.
9:13, clock continued to tick as both coaches agreed to let the clock run. Cameron Bunch alongside Gigi Williams here at Veterans Memorial Stadium in Pasadena, Texas. It's been all Crosby Cougars tonight as they tack on to their lead 49-0 with a 1-yard touchdown run by Fatty Abbas getting on the mix. Story of the night, Wesley Yarbrough. He hasn't really played any here in the second half. He's going to rest him up for next week, kind of just protect him. Just kind of give him some rest as he's got his workload in the first half. Ball's going to be taken from the 12-yard line. Little stick arm, and he's met at the 20-yard line. 4 touchdowns, 4 on the ground. He had, a halfback pass for a 2-point conversion. Well over 150, 175-yard range, but doubled his touchdowns. And it between the defense and that return there by Bryson Bass, it's been all Crosby Cougars tonight.
Yeah, they just dominated from start to finish. They had something to prove tonight, and you can tell this team has been looking forward to this game to get their winning streak going. And next week they're going to take on another talented Friendswood team. So the opportunity to start stacking wins here for the Cougars.
Cruz will take a quarterback keeper up the middle here for about a yard or so. Cruz 8th interception on the year. That's a guy, and it's a team that, looking back 2 years ago, there's more of a 85 or 90% run team. They've opened up the playbook, and we saw them play, really tight ball game against Bel Air about 2 weeks ago. And I would say undersized, but this team's still playing with some heart. There's gonna find things that click. But when you match up with a team that's very physical, it's going to be hard for your wide receivers in your wide receiver corps to kind of set some edge. In that wide receiver screen, they're flying to the ball, and it's a different set of tone. But you're not really used to seeing these. I wouldn't say necessarily pedigree of teams, because before the district, realignment, you were playing teams that are, play some confusion. But Pasadena's traditionally been more of a run-heavy team.
Right. And they play teams like Deer Park, Dobie. So they seen talent like this on the other side of the football field. And you're right, Cameron. I've been very impressed with Adam Sanchez, number 9 for Pasadena. Every single play, that kid is just fighting. Just there on the PAT, he was flying across the edge trying to block it. He's one of those guys that just leaving it all out on the field.
Pass intended for Martellus Mosley, sophomore. They got some young guys. They got some guys to come out here. Will Cruz, Antonio Conchas, Christian Leon. They got some guys that can, standouts for their team. And they have lots of football left to play. You set this game aside. You go back in the film room, and you learn and take what you can get from it. But you kind of put your focus ahead. There's still lots of football play, but and really too, when you get down to between the lines, a lot of these guys, they're student athletes. They're involved in multiple organizations. You want your guys involved in community service. So between the lights, winning and losing is important, but also at the same time developing young men that are going to be successful in your community, and for both these squads too.
Right.
I think that's what coaches in whatever they want to do in their after high school, but whatever they pursue, if they pursue to go get a degree and, go play at the second level, or, they become, working in a trade and go to trade school. I mean, either one of those is perfect. And I don't know about you and how you were raised, but my dad is a plumber, and working in that trade and being able to have that opportunity. A lot of these guys will go and make great money in their field, but I think just being able to be successful and learn character traits, because there's so much more than just a game of football, but trying to train these guys into becoming young, successful adults that are contributing members to their society.
And that's very well said, Cam. And that's, what the game of football does is it just develops young men, and it, puts you in a position to where no matter what situation you're faced with, that you've already, I know we talk, it's just a game, but you faced adversity. You've been through, tough practices. You had to do two-a-days. So sometimes, as you become a grown man, you might have to work 2 jobs and work a day job, then go do a night job. This game of football teaches you so much life lessons that you could take with you for the rest of your life.
Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams under the 5-minute mark. Crosby up 49-0. It's in the man in motion. Here's Wheeler, quick pass out to Caden Robeson. Back to the point, we talked about it a lot too, just the game of football, but some of these high school, a lot of these guys, they have a lot of stuff going on the outside of their field. They're family guys trying to balance a community and just trying to develop the coaches and families. It's it's a lot going on and a lot on their plate. But I remember, I want to say it was Tom Brady. Yeah, I watched his speech by Tom Brady. He said a lot of your friends are going to be, out partying or going out of town, going on vacation, or, going to the beach, or, just playing video games. And those 2-a-days, these guys are in the weight room. They're watching film study. It's not like they get up on a Saturday morning and they go, to the beach. Those guys, these guys are going to be in the film room tomorrow making adjustments and getting ready for the next week. These coaches after this game are going to break this film down and dissect it piece by piece. It's almost like okay, we got to this point, but we got to get ready for next week. So, it's on and off the field, but I don't think a lot of people realize the game of how much, unless you've been around the game.
Right. As
Pasadena comes up with a huge fumble recovery. A little bit of a spark. You got to love the big guy. Tony Conscious down there. Talking about playing with some heart. regardless, you gotta celebrate the small wins.
That's right. And that's what you're seeing here from Pasadena, just celebrating, the turnovers, the sack there before the half, and the big hits there from Adam Sanchez throughout this football game. There's been so many small victories that these young men could be proud of tonight.
Eagles will take over 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. Both these teams will have action next week. Pasadena will be on the road at Angleton, and then the Cougars will be back home against Friendswood. As the clock continues to tick under 3 minutes, you're just joining us, Cameron Bunch alongside Gentry Williams. Big game tomorrow right here on EllisonSports.com. Pasadena Memorial will take on Pasadena Dobie. Dobie and Pasadena, that should be a good one here at Veterans Memorial.
That's gonna be a huge determining factor for seeding in that district. Both of those teams are look good to start the year, and both took some tough losses, but that's gonna be a very exciting matchup. A lot of offense. Expect a lot of points in that football game.
We'd like to thank one of our sponsors, Challenge Office Products, answering your call for dependable service. Make sure you visit EllisonSports.com. Legacy Sports Network coverage, home of sports across the great city of Houston. It's definitely football season when you have a big weekend slate.
Yeah.
We appreciate you tuning in. Big thanks to our production crew in-house tonight, and thank you for watching and supporting Pasadena ISD Athletics.
This weekend, I'm looking forward to that Georgia and Alabama game Saturday.
Oh, yeah. What time's that one kick,
2:30.
2:30. Saturday. I gotta just trying to get gotta figure out what I'm doing tomorrow before Saturday.
That's right.
The Sam Houston. I'll be at the Sam Houston Texas State game.
Oh yeah.
Make sure to charge that one up. Just over a minute here, be 4th down As Pasadena will bring their special teams on one more time. You go for a fake here? Punt. I mean, Christian Leon's had a decent night.
I think it's going to be a turnover.
Turnover.
Turnover on downs.
Sorry. Is it watching the replay here?
And I'm pretty sure, see if Crosby's just going to take the knee here and call it a night, as they had a special night tonight and just a dominating win.
Take one more snap. Ball's going to be marked down. Gentry, who's going to be your Challenge Office Products Player of the Game?
There's two players. It's going to be Wesley Yarbrough. He put up a tremendous first half, 4 touchdowns, well over 175 rushing yards. And and also on the defensive end, Copeland, Winfront. He was setting the edge and bringing the physicality for the Cougars defense all night long.
So there's your Challenge Office Products Player of the Game. Wesley Yarbrough for the Cougars. For me, I'm going to have to go with Wesley Yarbrough. Guys, just him and give it half to Wesley Yarbrough and the other half to the offensive lineman. They really just set the edge. Started for the first play of the game, 75 yards to the house, followed by a 43-yard touchdown run, a 9-yard touchdown run. He had a halfback pass to Nicholas Samuel, and then he ripped a 1-yard touchdown run before the half. Both these two teams will be in action next week. Crosby will be back home on the 4th of October against Friendswood, and then Pasadena will be on the road on the 4th at Angleton. Just before we send it in, final thoughts on tonight's game?
Just a well-played all-around game here for Crosby Cougars. And for Pasadena, shout out to the coaching staff, Coach Anderson and his team. They fought hard all night. They never quit. I love what I seen from Adam Sanchez and Will Cruz. These guys, they brought it every single play, no matter what the score was. I know they lost by 7 touchdowns, but these kids fought hard, and they represent the Pasadena very well.
Well, man, it's been a fun one. We appreciate you tuning in. Big thanks to our guys upstairs. The Cougars beat the Eagles 49-0. Crosby will move to 1-3. Overall, they'll move to 1-0 in their first official district game. The Eagles will move to 1-3 and 0-1 in district play, respectively. On behalf of all of us on the Legacy Sports Network, make sure you visit ellisonsports.com for all your coverage. We'll have this game tomorrow. Pasadena, they'll be taking on Pasadena Memorial in a slew of games. Make sure to visit and follow us on Facebook and X. On behalf of all of us here at Veterans Memorial Stadium, my partner Gentry Williams, big thank you to my wife. Let me come out and call the games, and I know Mrs. Gentry, the miss over there, thanks for letting us call it. But big thanks to our video production crew, and thanks to you for tuning in tonight. We hope you have a safe and warm weekend. We'll see you next time right here. Good night.